And gentlemen, is it justified and fair for you as a student with a smart capability, but at the end of the day you can develop more, but it means nothing because of your age, right? So our stance in here are really clear that we will arrange students in the classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than on their age, right? Let's see the characterization that we have in this case. When school in the classroom exists in order for the place to learn and to study as the same tutor within the teacher, we say that they also will know the competition inside those classes, how to be the first rank or how they in the first place in the classes, right? So education in this case also have to bring equality and decreasing the gap that exists, for example, the student in the class. For example, in the case when we have to learn traditional language, the teacher or the school also separate with people, with the local people and also the foreign people. Also, it's also classified based on the competencies, right? So they can study the program better and also the teacher will learn easier, go well, like the goal of the education that exists at the very first place. We also believe that student will just only classified by age, it's just only a maturity physics that we see by our eyes. But academics in here, competences is more than that, it's really arbitrary. It can over their age or even lower their age as we know. And also we do believe that IQ is something from your God or your ancestor and it cannot be changed and it's part of the lottery of birth in the end of the day, right? So our goal in this case, we want to make the education better, especially on the part of development. Our mechanism in this case, arranged in this case, means that we test the students based on the competences, and second, we'll classify them based on the competences and performance in the same class like as well. See the burden of proof that we want to prove to you. I want to prove to you first why it's urgent, second why it's effective, third why it's justified, and fourth we will close with my trade-off. First, moving on to my urgency. The big problem that we have in here is the unfairness, also the unlogical reason using age that can overwhelm their competences and academics, also capability students in the class. Because they're older, they can claim as a smart person and deserve to school or deserve in that classes. And the parameter of the maturity in here, we say it's really unfair, just only based on the physical appearance that we can see and the stigma that young people just don't know anything or you are not so smart as you are the older one. Let's see the harm in this case. We say that development will not exist in education because it's limited by their age and their physical condition. Notice that in classroom, when you are doing education, there is an existence of the competition inside this classroom, right? We say that more competition will more students will tendency to study more and more if they know there is a competition inside those classes. We believe that in this, we still in the last proposal, the smart will be stuck that, okay, I don't have to struggle more. I just feel enough. I can be the first place. And also from the stupid or the smart, not smart student, we say that it will be a worse scenario because if I struggle, my position still will be same or even worse because so we say the development will not exist from both sides, from the student with smart or not smart capability. If even the alternative solution, when we classify based on age, also the academic consideration, we say that it's not enough because the gap still exists and the smart person will be threat for the not smart student to develop in the class, and the not smart student also will be threat for the smart student to study more or to develop. This is a bonding that still will give threat each other. So we say that it will be stuck and there is no development that it's really urgent for us to do in the other day. Moving on to my effectivity. We believe that our goal in order to make the education better, especially the development, we believe that arrange them based on the competences is the best because it can minimizing the gap that still exists, and second, it also can giving a better starting point towards all the students. The smart and the smart student will have a competition better in the class when they are in the same class. They will still have the highly competition, the tendency of his or her friends already good, so I have to struggle more in order to develop myself. This has never existed in the past when the development just only stuck because they are in the same class based on their age. Not like in the last status quo, they just become lazy because I don't have to enough study more, I will get the first place. That's the existence that we see in the fact, right? And the not smart student with the not smart student will also feel more competitive at the end of the day because the gap is still reachable in the reachable area that we want in this case. There will be more tendency for them to also study and learn, also uphold themselves more because before this, how hard that student try to study, even doing courses or other cases, it will be useless and zero result because their struggle will be useless. cannot still compete with that student or the smart one, even how diligent you already try, it won't change even your IQ. So in this case, the unfairness is not exist and the development will be stuck. Second, for the teacher in the school, they also will easy to give the materials, because in the past, the teacher's problem is at teaching is how to give an equality, handle the gap that exists between the smart or the not smart student. So all the curriculums will be run as well as the government expectation. This never happened before if we still in the proposal. But even if the opposition claim that is not smart developed will be not hard, so the development for the not smart student in the class will be not developed as fast as the smart, we say that there is also an additional time to study at least, rather than they have a right track and right person in order to do the additional courses, compare in the past, rather than hurting the not smart student in the person in the class, that seeing my friends don't do the additional courses means that I'm stupid in the class or I don't have any capability like him or like her. That in this case, we believe that it will be really painful in the other day, and using that case, we will still can solve. Moving on to my justification. First, we want to bring to you about the principle of meritocracy. Using age will be backlash to the idea of the meritocracy and equality. This not smart student will have affirmative action more, because even at the end of the day, they cannot compete, but just only the matter of age, right? And then smart student will be that want or have desire to develop their self more, will be limited with the condition just only because of their age. It will break that principle. What if using in our proposal in our condition, we will using the principle of meritocracy and also equality. Students will feel more appreciated and respected. Their hard work will be not meaningless in the plus proposal. All the sacrifice, all that hard work will be paid fair enough, because in the other day they have in the same competition. It will create a tendency for the student to study more, because their starting point already being same, not like in the past. There is no unfairness that exists like in the past. You have to struggle, not just only sit or doing nothing, because the age can help you like in the past when the student don't have any tendency to study. The development that's our goal will exist, because how it can be reached if the process cheated themselves in logic reasons, and in this case because of age. Moving on to my trade-off. But even if the opposition claims that arranged by intelligence will be bad, because casts show the segregation because you are smart or not based on age, and the smart will help the others to develop together, and we say that and discriminating and showing that you are not smart, we say this segregation exists. Also, they make them realizing that they are not smart like their friends, so the motivation will exist in order to development their study more in the other day. At least in our proposal, student will think that why my friends I can do that and I reach that, I have to do that because we are same, and children will have their own prestige, because notice children have their own prestige in school compared to the last status quo that they don't care with their academic, how struggle I do will be useless and development will be stuck in the end of the day. This is why we believe that our proposal and our mechanism will reach our goal in order to make the equality and also better education and development. That's what we are proudly to propose. Thank you.